next one, this one's about Spike. Remember last week we said, well, hello, it's our friends. Our friends are here. Hi. I was just telling Indy and Stu that this week's story is all about Spike. It's titled Rainbow Fish, Spike and the Substitute. Text by Leslie Goldman and illustrations by Ben-Ray Hong. There we go. Let's see. Last week it told us that Spike misbehaves in class. So let's see what happens. Spike and Rainbow Fish raced to school. Today was the best day of the week. It was show and tell day. Oh, that's always so fun. All the fish in Miss Cuddle's class loved show and tell. It was a chance to share their treasures with their friends. Spike could not wait. He had found something extra special to show his friends. It was a piece of coral shaped like a fish. Oh, that sounds really cool. Attention, Miss Cuddle called. It's time to settle down and start our day. And everyone did. Spike did his best to listen, but all he could think about was his great piece of coral. He just could not wait to show it off. Look at sitting right there beside him. Quietly, Spike picked up his piece of coral and showed it to Rainbow Fish. Soon, the two little fish forgot all about Miss Cuddle's lesson. Spike, said Miss Cuddle, please put that away. We have work to do. Spike quickly put the coral away. Oh, we always need to pay attention in class and listen to our teacher, don't we? Paying attention was not easy. Spike could not resist taking out the coral again. Spike, you will have to wait for show and tell just like everyone else, Miss Cuddle said. You better be careful, said Rainbow Fish. Miss Cuddle only gives 3 chances. You do not want your coral to end up in the treasure chest. Ooh, usually treasure chest sounds like a good thing. Spike knew this was true, but just before recess, Spike thought to himself, Miss Cuddle would not mind if I took a quick look at my coral. But Miss Cuddle did mind. Spike, you know the rules. This is the 3rd time that I have asked you to put that away. Now your treasure goes in the treasure chest. Well, now I know why it's called a treasure chest. The rest of the day passed very slowly for Spike. He listened to the other students talk about their treasures. Spike wanted his coral back. He was not sad. He was mad. Later, Spike told Rainbow Fish, Miss Cuddle is mean. That's not fair. I wish she was not our teacher. Be careful what you wish for, warned Rainbow Fish. The next morning, Spike found Mrs. Kravitz in their cave classroom. All the fish began to talk at once. Why is Miss Kravitz here? Asked Rosie. Where is Miss Cuddle? Rainbow Fish asked. Mrs. Kravitz cleared her throat. Settle down, settle down. Miss Cuddle is out sick. I will be your teacher today, and I expect you all to behave, she said. Everyone was sad that Miss Cuddle was sick. everyone but Spike. Mrs. Kravitz quickly got the class settled down and ready for work, but she wasn't like Miss Cuddle. Mrs. Kravitz was very strict. Mrs. Kravitz yelled all day long. School was not much fun without Miss Cuddle. The class missed their teacher. I wonder if Spike is starting to miss Miss Cuddle. Oh, it says Spike began to miss his teacher too. He wondered if Miss Cuddle had stayed home because he had misbehaved. The more Spike thought about it, the worse he felt. When the class was lined up for recess, Spike got so upset that he swam into a corner by himself. "I am not going," he said. "You cannot make me." Poor Spike. If you want to be alone, that's fine. "But you still have to come outside," said Mrs. Kravitz. Spike knew he had to listen to Mrs. Kravitz, so he followed her out to the shipwreck. "You can build a sculpture while you are all by yourself over here," said Mrs. Kravitz as she gathered rocks, shells, and seaweed. "When I need time to think, I build sculptures," said Mrs. Kravitz. Her pile quickly turned into a beautiful sculpture. Spike decided to make his own. Well, maybe Mrs. Kravitz isn't so bad after all. The rest of the day passed quickly for Spike. At the end of the lesson, Spike stayed behind. He told Mrs. Kravitz he was sorry for misbehaving. The next morning, Spike was happy to see Miss Cuddle back at school. Only one thing worried him. Did Mrs. Kravitz tell her that he had misbehaved? Ooh, I'm nervous for Spike. What about you? Mrs. Cuddle swam over to Spike and said, "Mrs. Kravitz told me about your sculpture. Would you like to share it for show and tell?" "You bet," said Spike. "I knew you would like Miss Cuddle," said the end. Oh my gosh. The next one for next week is, will rainbow fish be able to save a friendship? Oh, I can't wait to find out.
Hey everybody! Stu and I have been waiting for you. We're so glad you're finally here. We can't wait to talk about Spike and the substitute. This story was really interesting because Spike thought his bad behavior made Miss Cuddle stay home. And he felt really guilty about that. And, well, this story kind of reminded Stu and I of a lesson that Pastrix Carmen taught us. Pastrix Carmen always tells us that there's nothing that we could ever do that would make her stop loving us. And the same thing is true for Jesus. There's nothing that we could ever say or do that would make Jesus love us more or less than he does right now. So, sometimes we do bad things and sometimes we feel guilty about it. But that doesn't change the way Jesus feels about us. And so the more time we spend with Jesus and the more we try to be like Jesus, then the fewer times that we'll mess up, right? I hope that by spending more time with Jesus, I can be more like him. Will you pray with me?
Thank you for today's story. It's fun finding out new things about our world. Help us remember what we learned today. We look forward to tomorrow and all the wonderful things you will show us. Amen.
If you like story time or you like Shalom and Friends, please like, comment, and share our videos with your friends.
Back by popular demand, new episodes will be released Fridays at 7.
If you'd like to support the ministry of Shalom and Friends, you can make a secure donation through our website or through the app at Roberts Park United Methodist Church.
See you later, alligator!